There's a lot of good things and bad things about Upwork, and whether or not it's a good way to make money or not depends on what you value and what you compare it with. In this video, I'm going to share with you the biggest benefits from Upwork, as well as compare it to different options that you have to help you decide whether or not this is the right way to make money for you. So first of all, I want to talk about safety. Upwork is a very safe platform. It is possibly the safest platform to make money online, and it's way more reliable than any other method that I know for making money online. It's more reliable than YouTube, it's more reliable than dropshipping, it's more reliable than e-com, it's more reliable than affiliate marketing. It is very reliable. It's a proven platform that works. There's tons of jobs there. It's one of the biggest job websites in the world. And it's been here for over 20 years in one form or another. Back then it was called something else, but still Upwork has its roots back to a website, actually two websites that merged together, Freelance and Odesk, I believe. So it's not anything new. Upwork's been here for a long time. There's tens of thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of freelancers who have been able to find success on that platform. So yes, it is a safe platform. And not only that, they have a lot of safety measures to make sure that scammers do not get on the platform, scammers get found quickly, and scam jobs get removed from the platform. There's also safety measures to make sure that you get paid when you do the work, even if sometimes clients, if they get angry or they try to scam you, if you use their payment protection system and hour tracking system, which is something that is built for the freelancers so that you can track your hours and have proof of it in case that if the client tries to scam you and tries to not pay you, you still get paid by Upwork for your hours. So it's a very reliable way of making money, and getting scammed does not happen often. It's very hard to get scammed, especially once you know what scammers typically do on Upwork. The most common scams, basically what they do is that they just try to get you to communicate outside of Upwork. And once you're outside of Upwork and you start communicating with them via email and via Telegram and other platforms, now Upwork can't see what they tell you, and they start telling you a bunch of lies to try to get your personal information and try to get you to send them money. Basically, anytime a client asks you to send them money, it's probably a scam. And if a client asks you to communicate outside of Upwork, just tell them that it's against Upwork's terms of service. And the main reason for that is that if you communicate outside of Upwork, you can get scammed, get a bad experience, and Upwork cares about its freelancers and wants you to get a good experience and wants you to get paid for your work. So you want to stay on the platform, and you're not supposed to communicate outside of the platform unless you already have a contract with a client. But then like you have a contract and you're protected by that contract to a certain extent. And even then, I try to keep communication on the platform whenever possible. But scammers are quite rare, quite easy to avoid. And there's a few scammers who operate differently from the trying to get you outside of the platform, but they are very rare. And if you have contracts and if you make sure to track your hours, you are generally protected, and you're going to get paid regardless. So other than that, if you want to know more about scammers and be even more protected and and have an easier time spotting them, even though they don't happen often, I made a video about scams, my complete guide on scams, which you can find a link to it in the description. So go check it out. And then about making money, how much money can you make on Upwork? That's one of the main considerations when you're choosing a method of making money. So typically on Upwork, you can expect to make about as much money as you'd make in a similar job, a job in a similar field, a full-time job in a similar field in the United States. However, first thing you need to know is that your first couple of months are going to be difficult because getting your first jobs when you don't have reviews can be a slow process. And it's only once you've been here for a couple of months that getting jobs becomes easy and you can start getting the amount of paid hours that you're looking for. Your first couple of months are going to be, you're going to spend a lot of time not getting paid, just trying to get jobs. And, that's fine. If you can get through that, after 2 or 3 months, you're going to start getting much easier time trying to find jobs. And after 4 to 5 months, it's going to start get rolling, and you should get to making similar amounts of money than people in the United States in jobs in the similar field. So there's that. Then the other thing about Upwork is that unlike many jobs, depending on your country, like maybe if you don't have a degree, it's going to be hard to find jobs. It depends on your country and the culture there. But on Upwork, it doesn't really matter if you don't have a degree. If you have a good portfolio, good profile, getting jobs is very easy, and anyone can make a good profile. It's actually pretty easy, and I'm going to make videos on that very soon. So yeah, that's cool because it can allow you to make more money if you don't have a degree. And it can also allow you, if you live in a country that typically workers make a lot less than workers in the United States, going on Upwork gives you the opportunity to get paid similarly to what people in the US get paid. So that can be a huge benefit for you if you're living in a country where people typically get paid less than people in the United States. So yeah, it can be a good way to make money. However, people who have jobs in the US, full-time jobs, are not necessarily paid as much as some entrepreneurs. And there are ways to build an agency or a freelance business outside of Upwork where you can make more money than Upwork on average. For example, I have used different methods such as cold calls, cold emails, and mechanical outreach. These methods will not work very well if you don't live in a developed country. But if you do live in a developed country, you can make probably at least $10 more per hour with these methods, maybe 15. In my case, I've been able to find very high-paying jobs using methods like that. And if you want to know how to find freelance jobs outside of Upwork, I actually made a course where I show you how I do it and how I've been doing this for the last years. And you'll find a link to my course on how to find jobs outside of Upwork in the description. My course is specifically for web developers, but the principles there and the methods for finding work can be learned and used by people who have other professions. It's just that you're going to get more relevant advice if you are a web developer. So if you're a web developer or a programmer of any kind, is going to be even more valuable and relevant for you. So there's this. More than this, there's also other benefits and disadvantages for Upwork that I want to share with you. The first thing that you want to know is that if you go on Upwork, one of the biggest benefits is that you have location independence. Like you can work from anywhere around the world. One of my best friends, he became a freelancer and he started going on long vacations in South America. He did this 2 years in a row where he planned to leave for like 6 months. So he left for months and made money there and worked there. So that's an awesome thing that Upwork can provide you and being a freelancer can provide you. So yeah, that's one of the biggest benefits. Other benefit is, well, for location independence, you can also work from home. So maybe that's awesome for you. For me, I'm not really a vacation type of guy, but I really like being at home. So I love this opportunity that freelancing gives you. Also, freelancing gives you time freedom and schedule freedom, so you can work when you want and work on your own schedule. Of course, it's not complete time freedom or complete schedule freedom. You do have to sometimes call clients and message them at certain times, and you do have to coordinate with people to some extent, but You can decide when you work in your week for the most part, which is pretty cool because for me, for example, one day I was just in I think Thursday afternoon, and my friends just texted me. They were like, "Hey, we're going to play Magic the Gathering this afternoon. Do you want to come with us?" And I could just say yes. I didn't have to ask myself, "Hey, would my boss say yes?" Like I didn't have a job. I just was a freelancer and could work when I wanted and could take breaks when I wanted. So I just went there, and it's really helped me also in my dating life because at some time I was dating a lot of different women, not at the same time, but one after the other, like women who were in college and they had their college schedule, and I could just take breaks when they had their breaks in college, go meet them, and go back and really adjust my schedule to what their schedule was. And I had great dating experiences because of that. And I also could take breaks for weeks to go to seminars for martial arts, combat sports, or different events that I wanted to go. And that's an awesome thing that freelancing can give you. So, yeah, the freedom it gives to your life is one of the biggest benefits, I think. Also, you have the freedom to choose what projects you do. You're not forced by a boss to do projects that you don't like. You just do the projects you want. And if you have clients you don't like, well, you can just stop working for them and just get more clients and just keep working with the clients you like. Like you have freedom there. Of course, like once you have a contract, sometimes you have to keep working with a client. Or if you stop working with them, like you can, but you're going to lose a project and lose some and not get paid. But you do have the freedom to stop working with them afterwards, and you do have the freedom to choose which projects you want to do, which is pretty cool and something that you would not get if you were working in an agency or a normal job where your boss decides what you have to do. You have a few trade-offs, however. As a freelancer, you don't get paid days off. So, it depends on your country, but here in Canada, when you work at a full-time job, you get typically like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks of paid vacation, and you also get sick days where you get paid when you can't go to work because you're sick. As a freelancer, you don't get that. If you don't work, you don't get paid. So that's kind of a huge trade-off in a sense. Next, you don't have as much job security because your clients could decide, maybe you have a client that you've been working with for 3 years, and one day he can just tell you, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I decided not to pay you anymore, so we're not going to be working together after this video that you make or this image that you make," and you have to find other clients, and maybe that client was half of your work schedule, or also you sometimes have a lot of clients who only want to work with you in the short term, so you have to find other clients, and there may be some weeks where you get a lot less projects and your income fluctuates. Basically, over the year, you can end up making similar amounts to people who have normal jobs, but there is more income fluctuation because some months you have more opportunities, and some other months you get less lucky. So yeah, you have to be willing to take that trade-off. Also, last thing is that as a freelancer, you earn not salary income. It's not considered a job. It's business income. So you have to figure out how business income is taxed in your country. And like for here in Canada, doing our tax reports is harder when you have business income than when you have just a normal job. So you might have to struggle more and spend more time building your tax returns, or it may cost you a little bit more money if you're paying an accountant to do that for you. But in my experience, it hasn't been so bad. And once I got to learn it, this is going to sound really weird, but one of my favorite days of the year as a freelancer is to do my tax returns. I must be really weird, but yeah, I really love doing my income statements. I find it a really relaxing day and really fun to see like how much income I did and expenses and everything. Maybe it's an ego thing, but I just like it. So yeah, maybe it shouldn't intimidate you that much. Maybe you're gonna hate it. My business partner really does not like doing taxes, but I like it. So maybe you will too. So yeah, that's it about Upwork. Hopefully this helped you decide if it's a good way of making money for you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next videos. Take care.